Welcome everyone to episode 8 of the Far Left Lane podcast. We got an exciting episode for you guys today. We're going to be doing a Christmas movie tier list, and we got some interesting topics to discuss. Let's start out with the tier list.
Let's do it.
All right, let's rate
Okay.
some Christmas movies. What do you say?
Um, let's see. Let's see. Okay, good. I've seen all of these.
Yeah,
That's a good start.
I think I didn't count these. I think we have about 20-ish movies in our.
You want it from the bottom,
You want to
like
start
we
from the
did
bottom?
last time? Yeah.
Like, are you as in saying like F tier?
Yeah, let's start with some Fs.
Oh, okay. I intentionally put some F ones on here because I knew I didn't want it to all be like, oh, A's and B's.
Right.
So yeah, let's do that. I'm thinking F
Um,
tier.
there's a couple that I'm
Home
kind of thinking
Alone
of.
3.
Home Alone 3 is an F.
Yeah, let's do that.
Um, actually, as far as the Home Alone sequels go, Home Alone 3 is not terrible compared
Right,
to
it could be
like
worse. Right. I
all
have
those
not
like straight to
seen.
video ones.
Yeah, I've not seen anything past 3, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah,
Um,
three is pretty bad compared to the other ones, but it's not the worst. But it's definitely an F tier movie.
yeah.
I'm thinking the Santa Claus 2 is that's actually way more F tier than Home Alone 3.
Really? Then
Santa Claus
actually, okay. Let's move this up to D.
okay.
Because I feel like we need to. We're going to do a little bit of shuffling as we compare. Um, I think the Santa Claus 3 is a big fat F.
Oh, yeah, yeah, you're right. I
I
didn't
I don't. I think Santa Claus 2 is also low for sure.
we could
It's a
we could
D or an F.
we could put two as a D. I didn't really realize the whole trilogy was up there.
Oh
Um,
yeah,
Three is definitely an F, and
yeah,
we can't put. I wouldn't say two and three are at the same level. Um, Three is terrible, dude.
yeah. You know what
Uh,
else is terrible?
what's that?
That there was another terrible one on here. Actually no. Those were. I had thought I had one more terrible movie.
I think
Um,
that Noel movie wasn't very good.
Yeah,
Um,
I was gonna. I didn't think it was like as bad as D or F. I was thinking maybe D or C.
yeah,
But
I could see it being like a lower mid movie.
we'll put
Put
it.
it
We'll,
in D for
yeah,
now.
we'll put it in D.
Maybe it'll get bumped up.
All right.
Um, let's be positive and put a couple A's up there.
All right.
This is going to be really difficult because there's so many right there like that I love,
Yeah.
Um,
Let's do. How about you pick your favorite Christmas movie, and I'll tell you if I agree or not on this
Home
list.
Alone.
Home Alone,
Home
first one.
Alone's an A.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. That's Macaulay Culkin just got a star
I
at
saw
the
that.
Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Yeah. And
He was
his
very
Home Alone
emotional.
mom was there.
Um,
I forget how to
yeah, it
say
was
her name
pretty
though.
cute.
Yeah.
Uh, Catherine O'Hara, I think.
hmm
Um, so if Home Alone is an A, do you think Home Alone 2 is also an A? Because I think Home Alone 2 is a very strong B.
I would put it A or B actually. But if
Yeah.
let me pick my favorite movie now. Just
Okay.
so we can get that out there. You did your favorite. Home Alone's
Yeah.
definitely up there for me too. Muppet Christmas Carol.
Oh, yeah.
Such a good movie.
Yeah, I agree with that one. And also, I have something to show you later. Little show and tell. Yeah, I definitely agree. Those are A's. But I would, okay, then sticking with the really strong ones, Charlie Brown Christmas is an A,
All right. Yeah.
for me.
No, I agree.
We
Um,
have a we have a lot of C's. I'm kind of thinking,
I would give the Santa Claus probably a B, the first one. What do you think?
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Let's talk a little bit more about our decisions once we get them in final assembly too. Um, I'm gonna put I'm gonna put a lot of those. I mean, a lot of those classic ones, the Rudolph, the Frosty, those are pretty mid to me. You know,
Hmm.
like they're not like
I, I
they
go
don't
I
I don't
go
think they
I go years without watching them because I've seen them so many times, just growing up.
yeah.
I like them. What do you think? In a C
I
for
think that
mid
they're
or
C's.
okay?
Yeah. Like
Let's put them up
um
on C's. So we got Rudolph and we got Frosty the Snowman. Those classic animated.
and I
Well, is it
also kind of
claymation?
think that
Is it claymation on the?
well, Rankin and Bass is the claymation company that did like Santa Claus is Coming to Town,
Hmm.
Rudolph, something else. But the Frosty one, that's something different. That was just like 2D animation. So as well as the original Grinch TV special, which I think is kind of a C also. It's really not it's not that great. I like the other versions of it so much more, you know?
Yeah.
The Jim Carrey
Speaking
version,
of,
that
this is an
Jim
A.
Carrey is a B. Oh, really?
I'll
Okay, well put
I
it in the
can't
middle,
I'll
or
put
put
it.
it up to A.
I can't stick it right here. There's
Put it
not
up.
much on B. I'll stick it over here for now, and we'll finalize that. I think it's A tier personally.
I
Um,
think that um I think that it's right in the line for me. So yeah, it's
okay, it's edging.
we can
Another edger.
it's
Another edger is probably Elf.
yeah, see
That's
that
an A or
one
B for me too.
I'd put an A, probably that one an A,
Let's.
but it's also like an A or B.
It's already done.
Um
I was leaning more towards A. All right, so let's
Home
look at
Alone to
definitely A or
do
B.
you I think if I just don't think it deserves to be in the same position as the first Home Alone.
Okay.
It's good, but it is a retread of the first one.
Yeah.
Um it also is kind of preposterous, but geez, what do we have left here?
We have Polar Express.
Oh, I mean, Polar Express is an A for me. Do you
All
think
right.
it
Yeah,
is?
yeah. I like it a lot. Yeah. Hold on. Let me. All right.
Um,
Christmas Story.
I don't really care about that one. Um,
What would you give it? And then I'll tell you what I'm thinking.
I would probably give it a D because I don't care about it, but I also don't think it's bad. It's a classic. People love it, but I just don't connect with it personally. So I
Hmm.
would say it's probably like it's
A D.
it's not
I I would
yeah.
say a C. I think with kind of the theme of
Mhm.
like the classics.
Okay.
That's my
C for
opinion.
classic. Yeah, it's a passing grade. Um,
We could.
put
I
it
wish I
put
could
it
put it on
C.
the line.
Yeah.
I can't do that. Um,
Okay.
Christmas Vacation.
I'm not sure how I feel about it. It's like
I would give it a C or maybe a B, but actually when I'm comparing it with our current B list, which I think
it's
Grinch should be up
it's
on
a
A,
C.
it's definitely maybe it'll stick at C.
You know what? I don't know if this is going to be controversial, but I think Die Hard deserves an F.
It's already right next to it. I don't think it's a Christmas movie. I don't side with that
It's
stance.
not a Christmas movie. I don't even think it's that great of an action movie. Like,
Hmm.
um, I don't know. I just don't care about it at all. I don't care about that franchise at all.
I don't watch that movie and think of Christmas ever. Um,
Same.
I know it's at a Christmas party
Hmm.
and people say it's a Christmas movie, but yeah,
Barely.
Jingle All the
Gremlins is
Way.
kind of similar to that. Gremlins is barely a Christmas movie, but more so. At least it does have, I guess, more set design and more of a Christmas feel.
I
I
would
would
rate
prob-
Gremlins higher. I don't feel of it as Christmas like you were saying, but I do
I
like it more than Die Hard.
kind of want to give it a D
I'll stick it on D.
for now, at least. Jingle All the Way. I do really like watching this movie, but I think we can all agree it's not a really great film. Um, so I don't know. I
B
think
or
it's
D?
probably a B or C.
Okay.
B is pretty generous. I would say C.
Okay. All right,
Okay,
so
let's get in final assembly mode and let's really think about our answers now. Home Alone, we both agree. It's just like one of the most beautiful Christmas stories. It's so fun. The music is awesome. That's a big thing for me on this list.
yeah.
How good is the soundtrack? I'm feeling the same way about Muppet Christmas Carol. It deserves an A because it's an excellent soundtrack, and I mean everyone loves Muppets. Vince Guaraldi soundtrack for Charlie Brown Christmas again, and that one's
Hmm.
just so it's kind of emotional, it's comforting. Elf, I don't really know if the soundtrack is really what gets me, but it is
It's a good Christmas
definitely,
movie.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just a really good, funny Christmas movie. I love Zoe Deschanel and Will Ferrell.
Do you think Polar
Um,
Express should go in front of Elf? Can I reorder these?
I don't know,
Or what do you think
man.
is better?
Do.
I'm gonna go ahead and do
Elf is
this. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. I think Grinch needs to be on A too, but we can figure out where.
okay. Um, in that case, I would put Polar Express at the end, like the end of the A's.
Okay. I'm 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 good with this. I think this is a good A
Yeah,
tier list.
I like that. Yeah, I like that a lot. I mean, Polar Express for me, it's like, um, I I do have a Polar Express train that I put around my tree every year, and I
Hmm.
usually set up the train while I watch the movie. So I do love it, but I think I could move it down to a B because I think it's not it's a pretty thin film. You know, it's
Right.
more of a it's almost like a theme park ride, really. Um,
Would you put if you
it
put it
does
at B, would it be
it'd be top
better
tier B. Um,
the first
but
one?
no, I'm let's leave it
Leave
let's
it
leave
for
it
now.
where it is for now.
Do you think Santa
Okay,
Claus is
Santa,
better than Home Alone 2?
that one's tough. There's something about the Santa Claus that like is really special for me personally because like I didn't really have a connection to Santa growing up, but that movie, yeah, I really love it. It's I mean, I'm okay with leaving those as
Okay.
they are
Yeah, I'm good
in
with
that
that too.
order.
All right.
Geez, once I get to the C list, I'm like sort of
C is
like,
tough because
yeah, there's putting those in order. I mean, I would sort of I put the live action stuff above tunes
yeah,
for
I would
one.
too. Let's move these over.
I put Frosty at the back too because I don't think Frosty's that good. I think the animation kind of sucks and it only has that one song. You know,
Yeah, I think Christmas Vacation and
that's
maybe
pretty
Jingle All the
strong.
Way.
I like that. Yeah, I like that. I put the Grinch above. Oh no, I like Rudolph. As far as those three like kids ones, I like
Hmm.
Rudolph probably the most. Um, Christmas Story, yeah, I don't really connect with it that much, but I do know that this isn't just for us. You know, this is sort of a
Right.
tier list for the people. I know that movie's important to some people. I just, to me, it's kind of dated.
Oh, it sure is.
Um,
Yeah, and they play it all the time. Like it's like one of those
yeah,
movies.
they
If you
used
have
to
television, that just constantly gets played on loop.
they used to do it on like I think TBS or USA. One of those networks used to play it for 24 hours a day,
Yeah,
like leading to Christmas. And I never understood that because I was like, it's not that good. Jeez.
it could be
Okay.
one of the reasons why I want to give it a better score because I've seen it so many times. I don't know. Maybe I
Yeah.
was programmed to like that movie more.
Yeah, it's a little bit of Christmas brainwashing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I guess I'm cool with those positions for C. Do you want to go to D
Yeah, let's go to
or do
D.
you okay.
Um, Home
I
Alone should be further back, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I think I think I like Gremlins more than I like Santa Claus 2, actually.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Gremlins is barely a Christmas movie. It's so in the Die Hard category, but it is better than Die Hard, so
Yeah.
it can't be. Yeah.
There's a Christmas
No.
theme. I think one of the characters' dads dies uh in a chimney. Do you
Oh, that
remember
part's
that?
super dark.
Very
Yeah,
dark. Oh, very dark.
that like that it's like the girl is like doing like a monologue, and she's like he went out for some milk or something. It's sort of like that, but it's like no, I don't know, dude. It's really dark. Noel, I really can't remember much about it except for just I was like, oh, this is pretty mediocre. Um, I wonder if I finished it actually, because I can't really recall what
Yeah, I finished it.
happens.
It was
Cute
okay.
enough.
It was
Yeah.
okay. That
Isn't it like she becomes Santa or something?
something like that. Yeah. She's like one of she's like I
Yeah.
don't know if it's Santa Claus's kid or grandchild or I think it's kid because
Who was the
somebody's
guy in that?
uh that's uh that's your Barry right there.
Oh, I forgot he was in that. Oh
Bill
yeah.
Hader, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that makes me like it a little bit more. I do. Man. Okay, I'm cool with
I
it
know you
being where
love
it's at.
Barry.
I do love Barry. Everyone, give that show a watch. Maybe save it for January. Focus on the holidays right now, you know?
Yeah.
Uh, so the F tier ones, I'm cool with those. You know where they are. That terrible Santa Claus 3.
I think actually Die Hard might be better than Santa Claus 3.
Probably as a movie, yeah, probably, but sort of in a way, I want to like punish Die Hard for not being a Christmas movie and somehow being on our Christmas tier list. So
You know,
our Christmas
I
holiday
actually did
movie
that
tier list.
for the fans that really like it because it is so divisive.
Yeah,
I'm throwing them a bone. We're gonna give it first in the F slot.
that's all you get. Die Hard fans, um, you Die Harders. I don't get you people.
Yeah.
I like this. I like this final assembly. I feel pretty good about it. I think I said it last time we did a tier list, but let's print this out, send it to the Smithsonian.
Yeah.
That's like official stuff right there.
Let's blast it up into space, send it to the aliens.
Plated in gold.
Yeah, I'm good
um,
with this. This has my blessing, my Christmas blessing.
um,
So the what was the recent AI news? We had the Q star. Is that how you say it?
yeah,
Let's talk about that.
they're they're just not giving us enough information. We're just getting little blurbs of things that are sort of being discussed in like the OpenAI forums, you
Right.
know, but they're not like being discussed by I don't even know who's on the board right now. Like
Do you think it's QAnon? The Q star? Like it's
Q-Star is QAnon. It's all connected. Okay. Okay, so I get it. This
yeah.
makes sense now. I don't know. Q-Star, from what the little that has come out about it, apparently this thing solves some like long division, you know?
Oh, is that?
Untrained to do that. It sort of just figured out some like simple like grade school math, and that
Mm,
sort of freaked people out. And possibly this is what Sam Altman was holding back from the board when they talked about that he's not been in constant communication or forthright, however they worded it in the beginning.
right.
It seems like he might have come across this and be like, we should slow this down.
So
It is
that's
little sketchy.
surprising to me though. But this is a rumor that it might be long division math, right? Or some
Yeah.
math thing. Because I thought
I'm
we
even
already
just
had
going
that.
out.
I thought we already had
uh,
that with like people take pictures on their phone and it solves.
But I think that's a program that was written specifically. This is like I think the model wasn't trained on grade school math, and somehow it was like, yeah, I got this.
Oh, okay. And maybe it's getting
Yeah,
smarter and smarter.
yeah, I think
That's the whole
that's
point
what is
of
going on.
AI and deep learning, all that stuff. Okay.
But yeah, Q Star right now is it's kind of a mystery. It could be nothing. It could be nothing.
Right.
Um,
I've read some news articles that were talking about how they don't know anything, but some people are saying it could be, AGI advancements, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
actually, an AI story that I found to be the story of the week was the Sports Illustrated scandal.
Tell me about that. I don't think I.
Okay, they got caught doing AI generated articles from AI generated journalists. Not even they had like a picture of a guy named like David Ortiz, and he was like
Oh,
a
wow.
white guy with a Hispanic last name, which is also kind of interesting. But it's so strange because like this is where I'm like, okay, this is why it's gross. Sports Illustrated. They went to some company where you can buy like a procedurally generated face,
Right.
but then they wrote like a bio for him, and he's like, "Hey, my name is David Ortiz. I'm a journalist for Sports Illustrated. I enjoy hiking and camping. I like hanging out with my parents. Like things that like are very human.
Yeah.
That's super misleading. And then having articles that are just completely procedurally generated.
Right.
I mean, is that the first job that we've officially seen go to artificial intelligence, sports journalism?
Well, now that you say that, there's got to be some that have kind of already taken away from like different jobs. I'm trying to think of
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
I guess a call center, right? Like there's some,
Mm,
I guess receptionists, like that's been a thing for a while, right? But I guess
right.
it's not AI. I know Google has had that thing where they have something where that'll like schedule appointments for you and it'll talk to
Mm,
somebody. That they've had that for a couple of years. I think it's all been in testing, but
mm.
um, yeah, there's definitely a ton of AI articles on the internet. When you try to search for something, it's like, oh, they're looking on Google Trends and seeing, oh, people are asking this question. Let's throw a web page up real fast and put some like basic content on there.
Yeah, I'm starting to notice like see indicators when I'm like looking at an article. I'd be like, this is not this isn't written by a man or a
Right.
woman or non-binary. This is written by a machine, and I'm starting to notice it. And I guess I'm training myself to pick up on what's maybe possibly sketchy.
Yeah.
Um, that yeah. So what else? Nothing forever. This is something I've been wanting to talk about. Maybe we could get it up and like we can take a look at it.
You invite this goblin theory.
All right. I hear it. So Matt, explain what this is.
Okay, this is something called. It used to be called Nothing Forever. Now it has a new name because their channel was taken down for hate speech. We'll get to that. It's a procedurally generated animation scripts
Hmm.
modeled on Seinfeld, the show from the 90s. So these characters are all kind of like based on like that's like Jerry, but in this he's called like
The goblin wants to
Manford.
invite you, Kelly.
This is all just
Goblins do.
this isn't being written. This is just being like developed by ChatGPT scripts and then just a model that's kind of following loosely the way the apartment looked, the way the camera moves and stuff. And it just goes on forever and ever. That's why it's called Nothing Forever, is because the show was eventually called The Show About
It's
Nothing.
not the reason I can't
Gotcha.
finish writing a
I
script.
And
What does that
You
mean?
sent this earlier to me, and I tried to watch it, and I just noticed like the people talking, and they'd sit in a chair at the table, they'd go back to the
And
couch, somebody else would
get
sit in the
up.
chair. Yeah.
it's oddly
It's
specific.
really weird.
And I get it.
It's kind of interesting to check in every now and then and see what they're talking about. I've
Look how this
seen
guy's sitting right now. Is he
yeah,
sitting?
they're sitting like very ridiculous. They're kind of sort of sitting. So
He didn't make it up.
the the thing
They're
is
all puppets in his head.
sometimes this gets very deep. Like one time they're like, are we being watched right now? I feel like we're being watched. Like and they're like talking about like, having like existential crises on here. So
Wow.
one thing that happened that was kind of interesting is the channel was taken down off Twitch because the characters started saying things that were considered hate speech, like inappropriate stuff,
Oh,
which
they have a
makes me
laugh
really
track. I just heard a laugh track.
Just what the goblin wants.
he told a joke. They're talking about goblins right now. I like when they kind of float through the furniture
I'm
too.
sorry, they sit so funny.
It's
Writing
all
is kind of
silly.
intriguing, isn't it?
So
Or
yeah,
is it
one
just
time I checked in, I was like, I wonder what's going on, and they were just all obsessed with citrus. Like they're like, everything comes back to citrus, doesn't it? Like we think about this, and then you think a couple of steps ahead, and now you're thinking about oranges. I'm like, it's very strange, but it's like fascinating. I kind of wonder what the prompts are, especially when they were taken down for hate speech, because what happened is one of the characters said, is the comedian character
Mhm.
Manford, um, he's like, I was thinking about writing a joke, which is a great way to start something edgy. That
Right.
way you don't have you can't get blamed. I was thinking of starting to write a joke, and he's like, when they kind of started, he mentions mental illness, and then he starts talking about the LGBTQIA2S plus community,
Mm.
and you can kind of see the correlation.
Right.
And then yeah, the channel got taken down, but I'm like, that is an interesting thing because
time's a whopping
no one really
7?
specifically typed that or
It's
said
like a
that.
sack of oranges on a
It
trampoline.
just sort of learned it on its
Question
own.
isn't whether you step in,
Just
but
kidding.
even step out.
I don't know,
Yeah,
dude. I just think
this is very strange.
little experiments like this, pretty cool because you think of like this is like the early days,
You
but in
see,
the
you
future
might
you
just
could
be
just
on your
be
phone
like,
now.
hey,
Sure, if I'm
ChatGPT or
honest,
whatever,
you might
make a
just
brand
swap
new
out the
Office
last
episode
trusted
for
file.
me, you know,
Yeah.
and it could actually produce something for real.
I think it would be
That's
interesting if we saw them like advance and like start caring about each other. They start a space program, and they're just trying to like figure out how far this all goes.
I want to see the characters start a podcast where they start talking about this. No, it's
They end
pretty.
up training their own. Yeah, it's like a continued.
Yeah, it's how many levels deep can we get in the simulation theory where it's like
Yeah,
the
some
simulation that
Inception,
we're in, and
simulation
then
Inception.
we're creating simulations within it. It goes on forever.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
super
we're
interesting.
back.
Watch. So the show's called Watch Me Forever, or
I think when it was Nothing Forever, and then when they made the second channel, I think they rebranded to Watch Me Forever.
Watch Me Forever. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. So that's a probably enough AI talk for now. Um, Space news, I think the biggest discovery was that six planet system that James Webb
Oh yeah.
discovered,
Yep.
which I mean,
I was having
it's
a
a,
hard time understanding what I was reading when they're like, I was like, what's special about it? They explain that it seemed like it was, I guess,
pristine.
pristine condition. Yeah. But like, I was like, how
It's
do
like,
they know this?
yeah, I don't know. I don't know how they know anything. It seems like sometimes it's a little bit more faith-based. Science is getting sort of like, okay, just believe us, trust us. But I mean, it is interesting because it's the first time we discovered something like that, but it's also just a numbers game. They'll find a
Right.
nine-planet system that's in perfect condition.
Yeah.
I think the more interesting thing is the question of why is this? Is there some kind of feature to this part of space that's creating conditions that make it relatively peaceful compared to the rest of space?
And by peaceful,
I
are they
mean,
talking about just the way their orbits are set up, or is it the fact that maybe there's not like a lot of asteroids and
I don't
comets,
think
no
anything
Oort
is
cloud?
disturbing anything so that the orbits are just continuing to work like clockwork. And
Yeah. It could be
maybe that's all it
it
is.
could be a time thing too, right? Like I think
Could
isn't
be.
a couple 100 million years it takes to like circle the Milky Way for it to do a full
Yeah.
orbit. I'm sure there's parts as you're orbiting that maybe I don't know. I guess everything's orbiting together, but maybe there's certain times though that there's more
Mhm.
clustering of, star systems. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's cool, but it's also it doesn't mean a lot, you know. I mean, I think that when they first James Webb first discovered it, they're like, "Oh, this tells us the origins of our solar system." But it's like they always say that,
Right.
you know, like they said that about the Bennu sample. You know, it's like
Yeah.
everything is sort of that. It's all in the pursuit of knowledge. But I don't know. I thought it looked like a nice little neighborhood at least. Everything was very clean and it looked like a gated community
Yeah.
solar system. They probably look at us like, wow, they're really slumming it out there in the Milky Way.
And I can't remember, did they show in the pictures, I think they had I mean, they do this with a lot of stuff, like an artist rendering, right? Right.
Yeah.
Um,
There's no actual because I think everything from James Webb is all just numbers, you know?
yeah, I mean, I think they do capture,
Not stuff this far away. I don't think that this
yeah,
is something that we're
yeah.
gonna have a picture of.
I'm thinking it'd be like little pixels or something, but I know it's capturing light, so it is getting some images. It's just not like the images
Yeah.
that we're used to. They usually do have to be like enhanced and
Yeah.
stylized a little bit because it's seeing a wavelength that we can't see, right? That's the biggest
Right.
thing, and it's a wavelength that's can go much further than the spectrum that we see with our eyes.
Yeah. Our boring human eyes.
Yeah, but at least we
Um,
can see color,
that's
unless it's
some of
infrared.
us.
Yeah, some of us.
uh, I don't really have anything else in space news this
Okay.
week. I don't think.
Yeah, the only thing I saw, and it's not even a mission that's, you know, it's not super interesting, but I followed the NASA forums where they talk about different things. The
Hmm.
Sunrise mission, I guess they just finished like creating their satellites that they're gonna send.
The
It's gonna,
sunrise
yeah,
mission.
and it's gonna
Well,
monitor like space weather basically and solar flares.
oh,
But
oh,
I think it's
okay,
scheduled for next year.
okay. What does sunrise stand for?
Uh,
It's got to be it's a silly NASA
Oh,
acronym. It's
yeah.
got to be.
Hold on. I'll find out. That's a
I
great
love
question.
these.
Yeah.
Wait, I want to do it. I want to guess. I want
Yep.
to guess what it
Do it,
is.
and I'll tell you if
So
you got it
okay,
right.
scientific, universal, neutrino, radio, isotope, science, engine. Wait, what did I say? Scientific, universal, neutrino, radioisotope, science engine.
It actually, it it doesn't sound as crazy to me. So
Okay.
it's sun, so sunrise, but rise is all capitalized, right? Um,
Okay.
so it stands for sun radio for the R. Uh,
I guess radio.
you did guess radio. Yep. Yep. Not isotope, but uh,
I'm a genius, Kevin.
and am I saying this wrong? Interferometer? Interferometer?
I would have never guessed that word because I've never heard of
I've
that
never
word.
heard this word either. Interferometer space experiment for the SE.
Oh, I was pretty
That's
close at the end.
those are some extra filler words for sure.
Yeah. Space
Space
experiment.
experiment.
I like science engine. I also like using science in there twice.
Yeah,
But they cheated a little bit with like the sun and the rock. I see what they did there.
yeah. So the
Um,
satellites that they're going to put up, they're like the size of a cereal box. There's six of them. They're going to be spaced
oh,
out. Yeah,
CubeSats.
CubeSats. Yeah, they should throw those with the space launch system. Well, not space launch system. The one that spin
Spin
launch,
lift or
spin
spin
launch.
launch.
Yeah, spin launch system. I think it's called. Yeah. If you don't know what we're
That's
talking
perfect
about,
for CubeSats.
watch episode 3.
1 through 7. Yeah.
Click on any ads you see too, please.
And then tell your friends, and then just, if you have multiple devices, turn it on, just let it run through while you're sleeping.
Smash that like button on all the videos.
Yeah. Leave a comment too, a nice one, preferably.
Yeah.
Or constructive criticism. Tell me my audio is garbage. I'm I'm ready to grow as a podcaster. Space engine science experiment. Oh, I could have guessed that. At least I got radio
Radio
right, dude.
interferometer. I'm gonna forget interferometer.
I wonder what that word means.
Interferometer. I don't know.
Hmm.
I just read the high level of what they're doing with it. Space weather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds cool though. I'm gonna have to look up that word.
Yeah, it
But
seems, and I think it's mostly trying to monitor for just like warning, parts of the, Earth
mhm.
that may have some, solar flares or solar winds that might interfere. Um, but it seems like we should be able to do some of this stuff like on the moon too, like we could have like a station that
Yeah.
monitors that stuff too. But oh,
They could like make a
you do have
city.
another space thing too, by the way. You sent it in the
What do
chat.
I have?
It looked like you sent me something that looked like a tiny home on the moon. It
Oh
was like a
yeah, yeah.
space habitat thing.
I think it's maybe a little bit too early to really
Yeah.
know if it's gonna actually be something, but it was a partnership between the Italian Space Agency
Hmm.
and some French startup. So I guess I guess this little space home will have good pizza and wine.
Italian ice, maybe?
Um,
It's cold in space.
yeah. That is a good idea. Oh, they could have Dippin' Dots. That's not French or Italian, but it is the ice cream of the future.
You start to read us up
Um,
on the moon. That'd be nice.
yeah, I guess just pull up a picture of that because
Yeah.
it looks cute. I mean, if just imagine a whole neighborhood of those,
Hmm.
I would live there. At least like part time, get a timeshare on the moon.
Yeah, it looks like a nice
Um,
starter lunar base. That's
starter moon home.
yeah, for sure though, because like I kind of want to see stuff more advanced, like for all mankind, like how they have their giant moon
Right.
bases and giant Mars. You know, I,
Yeah. So for the listener, Kevin and I have a book club, and we've been reading this book called Artemis by the author Andy Weir, who also did The Martian and Project Hail Mary, and they have a very advanced moon city,
yeah,
um, like a bunch of bubbles in the city of Artemis. Is the city called Artemis?
yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm only on chapter. I think I'm still on chapter 5. I need to pick.
Okay.
I've been taking a break too. Mostly 'cause just busy with work, but
Yeah. Well,
I do
we'll
want to
talk
pick that
about it
up.
when we finish it. I'm getting close, but it's not as good as The Martian or Project Hail Mary, but
Yeah,
I still like this guy's, his writing style. So, um, geez, it's so crazy how dark it gets so early now.
yeah,
I
it's
just
very
look
dark.
around the corner and I'm like, wow, it's but hey, it is my favorite time of year. Actually, I was planning on having a different background with a Christmas tree and a cool holiday vibe.
Hmm.
But like the other day, I was sleeping on the couch and I woke up and my big fake tree was right there in front of me, and I was like, that thing is ugly. I just
Like
like
your,
looked
you
at
don't like
it.
your fake
It was
tree?
like I looked at it and I hated it.
Oh,
I was like, I want that thing out of my house. I was angry at it. So I just took it apart and threw it in the dumpster.
Was it a
And
big
then
tree or was it a?
it was an 8 foot tree
Oh,
that
wow.
I've been using it for like the past like 7 years, and I think it's just like the whole boxing it up.
Yeah.
It's losing pine needles, and it just didn't look nice anymore. The branches need to be fluffed, and it was just not fluffing out anymore. I was like, I want a real tree this year, so I got rid of it, and now I'm like, I don't know where to get a real tree. Whole Foods isn't selling them this year. They usually do,
Like a
so I was like,
real Brown like small Christmas tree. Is that what you'd probably do?
I was gonna get like something like 5 feet or under, like
Okay.
something that needed a little tender love and care.
Right.
It's a Charlie Brown reference.
See, I
Or I
think a
think that
I
was.
think a tiny little Christmas tree could be nice. You have a couple little
I don't.
ornaments on it.
I don't have a lot of room. I do have a lot of ornaments though, and a lot of lights.
Yeah, you'd have
But
to pick your favorite
like
one. Put like three of them on there. I'm thinking
yeah,
a real Charlie Brown, like just break
yeah,
like a couple of twigs sticking out.
yeah.
You put
I
your
have
ornament
one.
on it and then it breaks off.
I have one like that. That's like this big, like a little Charlie Brown tree.
Hmm.
It's pretty cute, but I need
Nice.
something. I need something else for the ornaments. So yeah, hopefully next week I have a nice web camera and a nice background with you know, Christmas spirit.
Yeah, we put up our Christmas tree today. I don't have it in the background because I'm upstairs,
Is it
but
real or fake tree?
it's a real fake tree. It's
That's
fake.
a real fake tree.
Yeah.
It's the best kind.
It's not imaginary. Yeah, it is. It's real, but it is absolutely fake.
So it's not a concept. But did you already decorated it,
Yeah,
or did you just
we decorated it too. Um, yeah, we don't have that
cool?
many Christmas ornaments, and I got like this big tree bag, like a Christmas tree bag. Have you seen those?
Hmm. Yeah,
Do you use a box for yours, or how do you?
yeah.
Yeah,
Mine was in a big bulky box that took up like half a closet. So it
yeah.
was like,
My issue with those is
if you,
I can never collapse it and put it back.
mm,
Buying these like oversized giant Christmas tree bags they sell on Amazon, it makes it like a lot easier to. It also takes up a lot more room because they're not like compacted, you know. But
mhm. So yeah, maybe send me a picture of that
yeah, I'll
your
take a
tree.
picture.
And hopefully next week I have something. Because I mean, I wanted to get a small tree that I can carry home, and Whole Foods is just like right there.
Hmm.
But yeah, this is like the first year they're not doing trees, which I'm like, that's a bummer.
Yeah,
Bad
that's
timing
strange.
for me throwing my tree out. Um, this is not Holly Jolly Christmas at all. But did you watch any of that weird DeSantis Newsome debate?
Only a clip. I'm sure there's got to be a video of it online, the full uh,
Probably,
video. But yeah, I plan
unless
on.
Fox put it behind like a paywall or
Yeah,
something.
they
I
might.
don't know.
I no, I just watched the part where they were discussing gun control and gun deaths
Mhm.
versus like California versus
Okay.
Florida.
Yeah, that was a weird part because like Gavin Newsome, who's like just he was born to be a politician. That guy's like really good at what he does, but he did really mess up there because he said you're letting felons buy guns in your state, Ron DeSantis, which just that's just not true anywhere.
Right.
Felons cannot get guns in any state. It's I don't know what he was referring
Yeah,
to.
I think
He
he's
was then
wording
he,
it like a loophole thing, maybe. I mean, that's
he did try and pivot it. He's like, well, you don't do background checks, but it's like, but still, I don't know of any state that's letting felons get away with
right.
purchasing firearms.
Now,
I've never heard of that
Florida
before.
has like a an open carry where you don't need a license at all anymore, right? Wasn't that a new thing?
Do they?
I
I didn't
thought I
know
remember hearing
that.
about that.
I know of some state like Texas has constitutional carry. I didn't know Florida did. That's interesting. Scary. I don't like that actually. Um, yeah, it was kind of a pointless, weird debate. I don't understand completely why they did it. Um,
Yeah, that is true. So Florida residents can conceal carry a weapon starting July 1st. This was from the summer, June
wow,
29th.
I don't
They
really like that.
voted, so their Florida Senate voted for HB 543 in March. DeSantis quickly signed it, making Florida the 26th state that does not require a concealed weapons license. So
Jeez.
if I was Gavin Newsome, I would have brought that up. Like,
Yeah, that's actually a better kind of like um little, what do they call it? Like the little clips, the
uh, political punch. I don't know what the
there-
term is. What you're trying to.
there's some term in journalism. I can't think of it. Let me cut this out. um, I don't even know what that's called, but yeah, there's some term for that. Uh, what else was there to talk about?
Well, was there anything else interesting in that interview that I met? Like, because it was a long interview, right? How was it, an hour?
They went for an hour and a
Wow.
half, and then at the end of it, I think Ron was like, he's like, I would keep going, and Gavin's like, he's like, yeah, let's keep going then.
And then Hayes like,
And
I gotta go.
no, Hannity said I'll bump my next guest. We can do another half an hour, or he said, I think they said we could do about 25 more minutes, but then they cut the commercial, and when they came back, they said we just ended it. And apparently there was some talk that Gavin Newsome's wife said, no, we agreed an hour and a half. You guys didn't really follow the rules. We're
Yeah.
done. We're out of here. I mean, I could keep going forever, but like, we got to get to band practice. So
Yeah, let's do it.
grab a guitar. Sorry, everyone. We'd love to keep podcasting for you, but we got to work on new intro and outro music. So 1, 2, 3, 4.